There we go. Well, this is the current project. As you can see, it is the G-made sawback, and we are continuing on with our build, step by step by step, trying to give you a in-depth look on what it takes to put one of these together, and some of the different things that I do when I'm doing a build, and so forth. So we're moving on. We in our last few videos before this one, we put the axle assembly together for the front and the back. So since we got that taken care of, we're gonna move on to the leaf springs. If you guys can see it. Now I keep the instructions out. Obviously each build has its own difficulties, and each build has their own ways of putting together. I'm not going to assume because I do one build that I'm going to know where everything goes, because that's definitely not possible, because each truck has its own characteristics on how to put it together. So I always work with the instructions laid out in front of me, and parts off to the side that I can grab. My current bag of tricks that I'm going to be working with is right here, and some tools right here, and I have more tools over on the other side of the room if I need them. So as you can see, let's begin this work process. Now, we're going to put the leaf springs together. First thing I do is take a look at the instructions of what it's calling for. And then I look over on this page, because this is the leaf spring setup guide, depending on what your application for the vehicle is. But before we open this bag, we're going to look at the setup guide. So, basically, for a soft type suspension, A plus B leaf spring will give you 5 stars for the rock pile. For mountainous terrain, it'll give you 4 stars. Off-road will only give you 3 stars, and on-road will give you 2. The next one would be A plus B plus cable tie leaf spring setup. This is the standard type for normal driving. This will, as you can see, 3 stars on the rock pile, 3 stars on the mountain, 4 stars on off-road, and 3 stars on-road. This is standard type. And I don't know if I'm gonna go with that. I don't think I'm gonna go with that one. That's definitely not for me. The third type setup, A plus B plus C plus cable ties, is a hard type suspension. So rock pile only gets 2 stars, mountain only gets 2 stars, off-road only gets 2 stars, on-road gets 4 stars. Definitely not doing this. Now also in these setups, it gives you the recommendation for motors. I see the hard type, even though I'm not going to do this one, that's for sure, because I don't like how those performances are. I'm not an on-road kind of guy, so this is recommended for use of a 19T to 23T brushed motor. These are just recommendations for the motor that the spring setup will be best for. On the middle one, which is the standard type, they recommend a 25 turn to 30 turn brushed motor. Like I said, once again, they're just recommendations. I'm not too sure. I have a few different motors here, a few different setups. I'm not too sure what I'm going to put in this. It depends. I know I'd like to put it in it, but I'm not even sure if it'll fit. So, and then over here, the soft type is recommended motor use 35 turn brushed motor, over 35 turn brushed motor. Well, I think I'm gonna go with the soft type suspension here. One, I like the ability to climb rock piles, and that's a 5-star. Mountainous terrain, yeah, I'm gonna want the ability to be able to do mountainous terrain, and that's getting 4 stars. So both those readings are really good. Off road is 3 stars, and on road I don't care about, and that's only 2 stars. So I'm gonna be going with the soft type because I like the general layout. I mean, I'm going to probably do a lot of rock piling stuff. I'm going to do some mountainous stuff. And I will be doing definitely off-road because it's a trail truck with it. And that gets 3 stars. So overall, I like the placement of what they're saying is rated for and the terrain. Doesn't mean I won't do some on-road stuff with it. It just means that it's better suited for those types of driving. And since I'm doing a trail truck, I think this is definitely the suspension setup I want. Now, if for some reason that doesn't work out for me, I can always move it up to the standard type, but I'm definitely not doing the hard type. So, and they also have a cautionary note here. Do not use this setup when high-speed driving and hardcore drive. It will cause the leaf springs to become deformed. Now it's going to make me rethink. Deformed. Maybe we'll go with the standard type. It's toss up between these two. But anyhow, let's get to work and start putting this thing together. So let's get this bag open. I have a pair of scissors somewhere around here. I'm just too lazy to go find it. It is what it is. You know, when you work during the week and you start doing little projects on the weekends to keep you busy because it's freezing cold outside, you know, it is what it is. What we got here? Woohoo! Look at these leaf springs. Lots and lots of leaf springs. Zip ties. This will throw off. There's a drive shaft. More zip ties. Some screws. This is what we're looking for. Right here. Look at the bolts. That goes with that. We need those. More leaf springs. Oh. Perfect. Let's see what they're calling for. We definitely need 4 of these. Which we have. And We won't be using the little ones. So let's move those off to the side. So since we're not using these, we'll just throw them back in that bag. Whole bunch of zip ties. Here's what we're doing. I'm gonna put this. This. This is hard for me to decide on. I mean, do we do the soft type, or do we? You know, it's only a matter of putting zip ties on. That changes it. So I'm saying, you know, we are definitely gonna do the soft type. We can always either add a leaf spring or change it up afterward. Let's it all depends on what I'm putting in for a motor and how crazy I'm gonna get with my driving. But for now, let's go with this. You know, so got 4 of these, obviously. All 4 together. Now we got that situated. Now we start looking at the instruction book. Woohoo! So we're gonna need Loctite or thread lock. Same damn difference. I need my other tools, so we're gonna go get the other tools. There's the Yeti, my giant box. This is my in-house box. I'm actually probably going to be upgrading it. This is where I keep the bulk of my stuff, as you can see. Extra stuff, extra parts. My tanks over there. My surround sound speakers I've packed up from when I moved. I was planning on setting them up out here, but I haven't gotten a chance to. This is what we need. Tools. Tools of the trade. The right tools make everything easier to do. Well, this is gonna be super cool. Like I said, see, they match up. There's no getting lost with this build. But we're gonna move these off to the side. I mean, we're gonna be needing them, but we're gonna move them off the side because this top box makes the perfect spot to put all this shit in. You probably see me do it in one of the videos. I poured it on the book and then I was like picking it up. Let's just do this. Not worried about it. But once again, they have a size guide right here. So, now they're saying putting shock grease in between the leaf springs and stuff. We haven't even gotten that far yet. But we're going to use this for grease because this is what I like to use. Multi-purpose lubricant. Woohoo! Woo! That's what she said. Lots of fun for hours. I like using this lithium grease because it's, you know, it's for outboard motors and different things, hoods, trunks, latches. Because I'm going to plan on running this through water and everything else. This is what I plan on using. This is really cool. You know, for an all-purpose lubricant. All-purpose. That's what she said. Time to put some all-purpose lubricant on it. All right, we're not gonna go there, I guess. Oh, maybe we will, but open this pack. More stuff. Shiny and pretty. This is all pieces to the suspension. Excuse me, I burped. Just had dinner a little while ago, so that gives you the time of night it is. But take this all-purpose lubricant. Because this is what they're saying. Now, it's my all-purpose lubricant job. Let's do this one at a time. I normally would lube everything up first. Get it all nice and there we go. Take a disc, stick a disc in here. Front, rear, don't matter which one you're going to do first. But as you can see, there's a hole here. This goes like that. Right through the hole. Yeah, there's lubricant squirting everywhere. Alright, next thing is this. So, that little hole, I don't know if you can see it or not, but right in the center of this, there's a little nipple. It goes through the shock. Let's see if I can show you. See if I can show you. Through the shock like that. The leaf spring. See it popping through? See that hole? Like I was saying, that little hole goes like this. Little nipple popping through, just like that. Then we have the U-bolt. Goes right around the axle, just like in real cars, and right up to there. Just like that. Take your thread lock. That was a little too much, but that's alright. Get your handy dandy nut. Not the red thread lock, the blue stuff. You put the red stuff on this, you'll never get it apart. Ever. One, get them started. 2. Tighten it up. Ta-da! Now we need another one on that side. Doing the exact same thing. Put it through. Boom. Look at that. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Drop a thready. That's quite a bit, but like I said, I'm generous with everything. Generous with lube, generous with thread lock. Of course, the downside to this is that if I decided I wanted to do the full tilt hard type suspension on this, I gotta take this all back apart. But neither here or there. This is going to be my first scale truck, and like I said in previous videos, I am actually building this off of it's going to be a little miniature version of my real Jeep, or as close as I can get to it, because there's some custom stuff on my real Jeep that I just don't think I'm going to be able to mock up for this. I'm making sure they're tight. Ta-da! Beautiful. Beautiful butterfly. Johnny Five alive. Well, and we move on to the next one. Once again, you're basically doing a lot of repetitive stuff. I'm not big on doing repetitive stuff, but these builds sometimes end up being repetitive until you get to the fun stuff. The fun stuff is when you start doing the scale detail stuff, but we got to get the initial build out of the way. And that, my friends, you know, once again, a nipple, everything's lined up, lubed everything up. Little hole right here. Nipple right there. But almost put it on the wrong side. There you go. Once I said it's at night and been a long day. But look at that. And we do it again. Wrap that right around the axle, right through that. Ta-da! Loctite. Sorry about that. I have the back of this cracked open, so I don't have it locked in on the GoPro here. If you're familiar with the GoPro case, so it's kind of flipping forward right now. The reason I'm using the GoPro and not the other cameras, so I really want you to get this in first person. Yeah, I could have done a side camera view or something, or any of that, but and for some reason this one seems to be stretched a little bit, or a lot of it. So I had to close it. No, if I can keep it there. I had to close the U-boat a little bit to make it fit, because it somehow was stretched out a little bit. Boom, boom. I get these started with my hand. Some of you are going to be like, these are very long videos. And yes, they are. But this is actually to show as much as I can of what it goes to building one of these. Multiple videos. And it's wintertime and it's cold. And the weather isn't friendly. So weather not being too friendly and stuff keeps me inside, so I don't get to play much, but it's the perfect weather to do a build, you know. And I'm taking my time on this. I'm not rushing it. I mean, you could probably put this whole kit together in 2 hours, but with me filming and stuff and work and things I have to get done around the house and stuff, I'm actually taking my sweet time with this build. I'm not in particular any rush to have it done. You know, one day at a time. So as you see, this front axle now has leaf springs attached to it. Perfect. We go on to the next. That's basically the repeat. Some lube. Good and lubed up. Line up the holes. Hole there, as you guys seen before, you know. Put that like that. Yeah, we definitely probably gonna zip tie these bad boys. They're kind of just soft. It's a very soft suspension. And if I could fit the motor I want to put in this thing, I'm gonna need a little, put the zip ties around it at least. My hands are slipping around because of the lube. Boom. Boom. If I get my lined up. See how wide that is? I don't... There we go. Hold that. A little bit there, a little bit there. Now, hopefully you guys are following this video series. But if you're not, and you're just tuning in now, this is a build on a sawback G-made scale Jeep, and this is going to be my first scale, well, attempt at scale rigs. Yeah. Let's see if I can squeeze that in. There we go. There we go. A little bit of thread lock again. And I can't always get running videos up, you know? I mean, you got to show other aspects of the hobby. And this is definitely a big aspect of the hobby. I find doing the builds can be just as rewarding as running the trucks. And you learn so much more. You learn what's in your vehicle, you know? So when something goes wrong and you break something, you can easily fix it yourself. Learning about your vehicle and what you did and how you put it is so much more rewarding in the long run than just, hey, let's charge a battery, throw it in and ready to run, and go for it. You know, and this is a big, huge part of the hobby. Turning wrenches, putting this stuff together, doing customization work to your own little scale rig. Making sure they're tight. It's well seated. Oh yeah. Excuse me, I burped again. God. I think I would have had some soda or something. I'm burping so much. This is grease, obviously. Well, not obvious to some of you, but if you're just tuning in. But hopefully you're following this. I hope you guys actually enjoy my videos. I don't make any money from them. I do this because it's the hobby. I enjoy the hobby and I want to share it with everyone. I mean, I obviously don't have a lot of subscribers. I have a few, and all my subscribers support my video making and help fuel future projects. Because without you guys actually watching my videos, then why am I bother filming all this stuff? I film this stuff, and I started filming. Well, first, I actually enjoy the editing and filming process, even though it takes a lot of time. It helps my creative side of me. I am a very creative person. And my job is in manufacturing stuff, and my job does not let me use my creative side, and generally doesn't leave me a lot of time to do creative things. This is one way I can explore my creative side, is doing these videos. You know, and granted, I don't do them. I don't know. I try to get up a video at least one a month, if not more. Sometimes more, sometimes less. It just depends what's going on in my life. But to also show people that this hobby is many things to many people, but it brings us all together in the enjoyment of running these little trucks, Jeeps, cars. RC people are great. I mean, there's clubs, there's racetracks, and everyone gets together and have a good time. Some people are more competitive than others. I'm not super competitive in the RC world. I just do it to enjoy it and have fun with it. I kind of think if you get super competitive about it, I don't know, I think it kind of diminishes some of the fun. I just like to have a good time and be around good people, and RC people are some of the best people I've ever met were into RCs and through the RC clubs that I've gone to. Plus, let's face it. I mean, I know this for sure, but some of you guys might know this from your own stuff or not. But building a real vehicle for off-roading is really expensive. And then you have the what it costs to maintain that vehicle and parts breaking, everything on a real vehicle for take off-roading purposes or any purpose. If you're into classic cars or whatever, when you do restoration projects, it costs a lot more money than putting together a kit and stuff. Though I've seen some people get really elaborate with these, with some of the scale stuff, but still nowhere in the thousands upon thousands of dollars it takes to actually restore a real car. And then you wouldn't take that restoration car and go beating the hell out of it, or maybe you would, but most of us, when we spend that kind of money, we kind of don't want to break it, because then it costs a whole lot more to fix. But here you go. Leaf springs. Os dos. Ready to go.